हरे हरे कृष्ण ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवते सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। शृण्वतां सकदा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तन हृद्यन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सताम्। जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रीमद्भागवतम कथा रूप। श्रीमद्भागवतम इन स्टोरी फॉर्म। चैप्टर 98। Krishna rescues his teacher's son. Canto 10. When Krishna saw that his parents were standing before him with a reverential attitude due to understanding his transcendental opulence, he thought this inappropriate, and so he expanded his Yogamaya so that they would treat Balarama and himself as their children. At this time, Krishna and Balarama were 11 years old. Lord Krishna then bowed his head respectfully and said, "My dear father, because of us, your two sons, you and Mother Devaki were always in anxiety and could not enjoy our childhood and boyhood. It is with one's body that a person can achieve all of life's goals, and it is the parents who give the body birth and sustenance. Therefore, no one can repay his debt to his parents, even if he serves them for a full lifetime of 100 years. A son who is able to do so but fails to provide his parents with the fruits of his labor is forced to eat his own flesh after death. A man who, though able to do so, fails to support his elderly parents, chaste wife, young child, or spiritual master, or neglects a Brahmana who comes to him for shelter, is considered dead although breathing. Thus, we wasted all these years unable to properly honor you because of our fear of Kṛṣṇa. My dear father and mother, please forgive us for not serving you. But after all, we are not independent and were influenced by circumstances beyond our control. Upon hearing Krishna speak just like an innocent boy, Vasudeva and Devaki picked up their sons and placed them upon their laps, embracing them, while pouring incessant tears on Krishna and Balarama. Vasudeva and Devaki remained speechless, being bound by the rope of parental affection. After comforting his mother and father, Krishna approached his maternal grandfather, Ugrasena, and installed him as the king of the Yadus. Krishna then said, "O king, we are your subjects, and so please command us." Because of Yayati's ancient curse, no Yadu prince may sit on the royal throne. The Lord then brought all his close family members back from the various places they had fled to out of fear of Kṛṣṇa. He received the Yadus, Vrishnis, Andhakas, Madhus, Dasarhas, Kukuras, and others with due honor, and then resettled them in their homes and presented them with valuable gifts. Because of being able to see Krishna and Balarama face to face, all the residents of Mathura became very satisfied. Indeed, even the most elderly inhabitants of the city appeared youthful and full of strength and vitality, for with their eyes they drank the elixir elixir of Lord Mukunda's lotus face. Krishna and Balram then went to see Nanda Maharaj, and after embracing him, they said, "O father, you and mother Yashoda have affectionately maintained us and cared for us so much. Indeed, parents love their children more than their own lives. They are the real father and mother who care for children abandoned by relatives that are unable to maintain them. Now you should return to Vraja, and we shall come to see you after giving some happiness to your friends Vasudeva and Devaki." After saying this, Krishna and Balarama respectfully honored all the cowherd men by giving them gifts of clothing, jewelry, household utensils, and other such items. Nanda Maharaja had become overwhelmed with affection for Krishna, and his eyes were flooded with tears. After embracing Krishna and Balarama, he and the cowherd men returned to Vrindavana. Vasudeva then arranged for his family priest Gargamuni along with other Brahmanas to perform the second birth initiation for his two sons. At the conclusion, Vasudeva honored these Brahmanas with gifts of fine ornaments and nicely decorated cows. At the time of Krishna's birth, Vasudeva had mentally given cows in charity to the Brahmanas. Actually, Kamsa had confiscated these cows at the time of Vasudeva's arrest. After Kamsa's death, Vasudeva recovered the cows, and at this time he factually delivered them to the Brahmanas. Thereafter, while concealing their innately perfect knowledge, the two omniscient lords of the universe, themselves the origin of all branches of knowledge, desired to reside at the school of a spiritual master. Thus they approached Sandipani Muni, a native of Kasi, living in the city of Avanti. In this way, Krishna and Balrama showed others a perfect example of how to worship the spiritual master. Being very satisfied by their submissive behavior, Sandipani Muni taught Krishna and Balrama the entire Vedas along with the Upanishads. Because Krishna and Balrama appeared as Kshatriyas, he specifically trained them in the Dhanurveda, the military science, as well as the science of politics, the art of philosophical debate, the methods of logical reasoning, and the science of mathematics. Krishna and Balrama were immediately able to assimilate whatever was explained to them by hearing it only once. Thus, they quickly learned the 64 arts and skills in as many days and nights. Some of these 64 arts and skills are singing, playing on musical instruments, dancing, drama, painting, preparing auspicious designs on the floor, ringing water pots, jugglery, the art of disguise, sleight of hand, preparing varieties of food and drink, needlework and weaving, making puppets dance, solving riddles, composing poetry, carpentry, architecture, metallurgy, preparing medicine from herbs, and knowledge of provincial dialects. When it was time for Krishna and Balrama to offer him Guru Dakshina, Sandipani Muni considered the two lords' superhuman qualities, and after consulting his wife, he chose as his remuneration the return of his young son, who had died in the ocean at Pravasha. Krishna and Balrama replied, "So be it," and immediately mounted their chariot and set out. When they arrived at Pravasha, they went to the beach and sat down there. In an instant, the deity of the ocean, recognizing them as the Supreme Lords approached them with offerings of tribute. Sri Krishna said, "Let the son of my Guru be presented here at once, the one that you had seized with your mighty waves." The ocean god replied, "O Lord, it was not I who had abducted him, but the demoniac descendant of Diti named Panchajanya, who roams in the water in the form of a council." Upon hearing this, Krishna dove deep into the water and then killed Panchajanya, but he did not find the boy within the demon's belly. Lord Janardana took with him the conch shell named Panchajanya that encased the demon and returned to his chariot. Then, accompanied by Balrama, he went to Shamyamani, the capital of Yamraja, the lord of death. Upon his arrival, Krishna loudly blew his conch shell at once Yamraja came to worship the two lords. It is stated in the Skanda Purana that by the Lord's appearance there, all the inhabitants of hell attained liberation and went to the spiritual world. Yamraja said, "O Supreme Lords, what can I do for you, who are playing the parts of ordinary human beings?" Lord Krishna replied, "Suffering the bondage of his past activity, the son of my spiritual master was brought to you. Now obey my command and bring him to me without delay." Yamraja said, "So be it," and then brought Sandipani Muni's son. Krishna and Balrama departed, and after presenting the boy to their Guru, they said, "Please accept one more benediction." Sandipani Muni replied, "My dear boys, you have completely fulfilled the disciple's obligation to reward his spiritual master. Indeed, with disciples like you, what more could a Guru want? You may now return home. May your fame sanctify the world, and may whatever you speak remain as eternally fresh as the Vedas." Krishna and Balrama mounted their chariot, and when they returned to Mathura, the inhabitants felt just like persons who had lost their wealth and then regained it. Hare Krishna.